It's on. Good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
I became interested in addressing this discussion here, and I want to ask everyone in the room tonight just to think differently when you walk out this room tonight. Think differently about the city. Think differently about the region, the state. Think differently about poverty. Because one of the problems I see with poverty so much and addressing these issues is the witch hunt of poverty in itself. And I'm not saying anyone in this room, like we probably all on the same page of trying to advance society, trying to advance people, help people be just that, just be. But the flip side of that is that witch hunt of poverty that criminalizes poverty. That witch hunt of poverty that wants to displace poverty. That witch hunt of poverty that wants to destroy the communities, literally. And these things have been taking place within the city for decades. These things got to end. I want to say, and that's even addressing poverty, so on with housing, jobs, education, wages. Like one main thing that always bothered me, because I'm a lifelong New Yorker per se, is the fact that I want to say right now they're going to do like $15 an hour in New York City. That should be statewide. And when people start saying, well, when the corporate world or the business world starts coming back at you going, well, we can't handle those wages here in Lancaster. Screw you. You figure it out. That's the thing you guys just tell these people, because there's a vast infrastructure that exists to shout down the fact that, yes, you need a living wage working at Walmart. You need a living wage working at the factory. You need a living wage picking up trash off the street for the city. And there's just too much of a quantitative effort to just counterbalance that and just beat it down to the point where you're still struggling to make ends meet. And, hate to say it, a lot of these factories are coming back anymore. The Tri-Main building is only going to be an office building probably for the rest of its existence. There's things that we got to address, like, bringing up things like, what is it, UBI basic income. It's not going to be a lot of jobs for the future, per se. When I say think differently about poverty, I want to create a space, to create a city to where poverty is comfortable. Poverty is welcome. Because when you hear people say, like, Buffalo's a third poorest city, yada, 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 what do you want the city to be? Miami? To where even you would not be able to afford to live within the city limits. What do you want the city to be? Manhattan or San Francisco, where you, in this room, can still not afford to live within the city limits. I think it's an awesome fact that this city is very diverse, and it has enough people, regular folk people, still living within the city limits. Because before I end per se, there's just too much of a quantitative effort to make sure that poverty cannot live within the city limits anywhere. And unless you already either live there or you already have secure housing yourself, your fellow friend, your neighbor, your coworker, your so on, is not going to have that same opportunity, and they're going to wind up having to commute from the far outskirts, where there's still some affordable housing left, to come back into the city to be able to, to prosper and so on. And I wanted to just mention before I just run out of time and stuff, I think these commissions, these discussions need to address the subject of job sprawl. Because another thing, I'm lifelong Buffalonian and so on. I can go look for jobs and see a series of jobs not in the bus line, way out in the outskirts that actually have the better wages and so on, and there's no way to get there. There's no way to get there unless you do drive. And driving is a great albatross. Driving is probably what's keeping a lot of people who think they're not poor, but you are poor, because you got to operate this vehicle. And just that, $15 an hour statewide, beware of the witch hunt of poverty, and just, it's a dual economy out there. What side are you on?
Okay.
All right. Any questions?
Yeah, any questions? Thank you.
Thank you.
Is Joseph Allen here?